Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing some more shorter-term analysis on Bitcoin, because as you can see down here, guys, on our MACD, Bitcoin has finally crossed bullish. That's the first time in over a month that has happened, and granted, the last couple of times that happened, it didn't mean a whole lot, but in today's video, I want to discuss whether or not this might be a turning point for Bitcoin, considering we've been in pullback for 4 months now. We've retraced 45% from our high. Is Bitcoin finally done retracing, and is a new rally about to start? Is the bottom in short? Well, guys, we're going to be diving on into all of that in today's video. If you guys do enjoy today's video, definitely consider hitting that like button. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. While you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be updated every single time a new video goes live. And also, guys, don't forget that the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is still running. That'll be running through the month of October. There's a $40 off coupon code down below. More on that at the end of the video. But anyway, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. The first thing I want to talk about is, of course, the fact that the MACD has crossed bullish. We've been looking for this to happen over the last couple of days, and it now finally has. But the question is, does that actually mean anything, and is that actually powerful enough to cause Bitcoin to go into a new rally? And quite simply, guys, the answer is no. That is not a big enough catalyst to cause Bitcoin to go into a rally on its own. But there are other factors that may allow for Bitcoin to bounce also. One of those would have to do with the fact that Bitcoin has put a triple bottom in motion. As you guys can see on our other chart here, Bitcoin has come down to $7,750 once, twice, thrice. We have not put a quadruple bottom in, we put a triple bottom in, and that's actually a pretty strong sign. If you guys are in CT2A, then you will know about the video gauging the strength of support and resistance. Very important video, very important concept. It's important that we understand why certain levels of support and how certain levels of support are stronger than others, and how many times a market has come down and tested a level is a very important indicator of how strong that level is. Right now, Bitcoin has come down and tested this level exactly 3 times, which is the golden number for strengthening a level of support or resistance. The fact that Bitcoin has come down and tested it 3 times and only 3 times is a good sign. Now, that's not the only thing that we need to look at here, of course, because Bitcoin could very well, and honestly very well might, come down here and test it again. And if it does test it a 4th time, that's the critical point where I start leaning very bearish and thinking that the level is going to break. But nevertheless, we've only seen 3 tests for right now, so let's go with that. Following this bounce, guys, something interesting has happened here over the last 24 to 48 hours or so. Bitcoin actually got above the 200 hourly simple moving average right here, and is bouncing on it at the time of recording this video. That's a pretty bullish sign, because Bitcoin kind of wants to start staircasing itself away from its levels of support by going up, breaking one level of resistance, testing it as support, continuing on, and then it's going to want to do this kind of number where it goes up here, breaks one, test it, breaks one, test it, and continues rallying higher from there. If we do actually see that this right here is a bottom, and Bitcoin has put the 200 hourly simple moving average in as a bottom, I want to see it next move up to the 200 daily simple moving average, test it, break it, and then use it as support. That would involve Bitcoin getting up to and above $8,600, maybe $8,800, coming down and testing that level, and then continuing higher from there. One more thing to point out, guys, is that over the last 2 weeks, the RSI has been very oversold. The last time we saw RSI this oversold, we did see a lot of accumulation to follow. We didn't see a major rally immediately, but we did see a lot of accumulation and a rally followed later, which is honestly what I'm sort of expecting here. But the point being that when RSI did pull all the way back down here, that did in fact signify the bottom. Also, guys, don't forget the longer term charts. I think a lot of us are forgetting about the weekly chart and what it looks like, and specifically the 100 weekly simple moving average. Look at this moving average, guys. Look at it. Look at it in all of its glory. This is amazing. Look at how Bitcoin is bouncing off of this. This is absolutely fantastic, and it's obvious that this is one of the levels of support that Bitcoin is using right now, and I don't think enough people are giving it attention. The fact that we're below the daily 200 SMA is not great, but the fact that we're above the 100 weekly simple moving average does mean that we are still finding support, and it does mean that we have not yet broken that support. And what that means is that if Bitcoin bounces here, then this could very well be a bottom. Perhaps the 100 weekly simple moving average is, in fact, our bottom. We saw a similar thing happen at the beginning of the last bull market. Bitcoin rallied, and then had to pull back to the 100 simple moving average, rallied some more, and the bull market commenced. Is the same thing happening here, guys? Well, it very well may be. And guys, even though the charts are kind of up in the air right now, I think there's a very strong argument for the bulls and the bears. I want to make that very clear, by the way. I'm talking about the bullish case scenario right now, but there's still a very, very big part of me that's expecting Bitcoin to go lower. I'm not really making a prediction in this video. I'm simply doing the analysis, so I want to make that clear. But while we're looking at the charts, we also have to remember that there are certain things that are not going to show up on the charts that are important as well. One of them shows up quite clearly here on CoinMarketCap. And I don't go to CoinMarketCap very much on the videos anymore because a lot of this information just simply isn't correct. Volume numbers are highly manipulated on CoinMarketCap because it takes into account the data from a lot of exchanges that are simply not using real volume. If we ever do start using another list website, then we're not going to be using CoinMarketCap. market cap. Nevertheless, there is one statistic here that is relatively useful, and it is the literal ungodly number that is the Bitcoin dominance up here. That's pretty funny. 6.66. But the reason we bring this up, guys, is quite simple. If we look at the Bitcoin dominance here and we look at it from about, let's say, the beginning of 2016 onwards, we're seeing that Bitcoin dominance is actually starting to cap out. It went up above 70 whenever this decides to stop loading. It went up to about 71, and it has been retracing ever since then. You can see that at the peak, it was about 70.5%. If you use a volume-weighted market dominance, then it's going to be around 80 even, and it started to retrace over the last couple of weeks, ever since about the beginning of September, and that also coincides with right around the time Bitcoin started retracing on the chart. We've been red ever since then. There's a very specific reason I bring this up, guys, and that's because if you look back into history, I'm not going to get into it today because it's going to take a while and I can make the point a lot quicker. Normally when Bitcoin's market dominance starts going down, obviously, the altcoin market dominance goes up relative to Bitcoin, but it also typically means that the market is starting to get more bullishness. Guys, think about the way a piston works in an internal combustion engine. It goes around and around and around and around and around. When it's down, it's doing work. When the piston is extended, it's doing work. And when it's not extended, the piston is doing work. It's all part of a cycle. You're seeing that Bitcoin and the altcoins, they're switching sides. And at one point, Bitcoin is extended and it's doing work. And at another point, the altcoins are extended and it's doing work. In the same way that you have that revolution inside of an engine, you also have the revolution inside the engine of Bitcoin. And when you're in a Bitcoin bull market, when you're in a cryptocurrency bull market, oftentimes what you'll see happen is that market dominance will shift from Bitcoin to altcoin to Bitcoin to altcoin to Bitcoin to altcoin. And that's normally a telltale sign that a bull market is coming. So I'm actually very happy to see that Bitcoin's market dominance is going down because that is a big bullish indicator for the long term. It means that the altcoins are starting to get some love also. And honestly, guys, without the altcoins, it's difficult for Bitcoin to go in a bull market on its own. A lot of times the hype that drives Bitcoin is not coming from Bitcoin itself, but it's coming from the altcoin space. So that's an important trend that we need to watch out for the rest of this year and for the rest of this bull market. Guys, I could go on all day about this market. I really could, and honestly, I would love to. We'll probably end up doing a live stream pretty soon, guys. I have to go buy a motorcycle today, actually, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. In conclusion here, guys, Bitcoin has set a third bottom in motion a couple days ago. We see that Bitcoin is testing the 200-hourly simple moving average as a level of support and trying to bounce there. Whether or not that actually plays out into anything is something that we'll be discussing more in tomorrow's video. But for now, guys, there is a bottom in motion. I'd be very careful about buying into this market until Bitcoin gets above the 200 daily simple moving average. If it does, that's a good place to long. If it rejects off of it, that's a good place to short. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. Like I said, I'm going to buy a motorcycle today, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. But before we do wrap the video up, I do want to remind you of the sale that we're running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, guys. I'm going to be very straight up with you. There are nearly 900 people in CT2A. We've had about 5 refunds in the entire history of the Academy. And guess what? Funny thing is, you can get a refund by shooting me an email within the first 14 days of purchase and saying, "Yo, Jeb, I don't like the course. Give me my money back." It's that easy. It's a 14-day money-back refund guarantee. We've had 900 nearly people go through the course. Let's see what the exact number is. 886. I just checked. We've had 886 people go through the academy, and only about 5 of them have wanted their money back. And by the way, guys, whenever someone wants a refund, I don't try to stop them from taking it, but I will ask them just out of curiosity why they decide they want the refund. And it was at least 4 of them. It may have been all 5 of them that said, "It has nothing to do with the academy. The academy's great. I love the content. It's well put together." I can show you these emails, guys. I mean, I don't want to because they're confidential, but I might throw them up on screen one day. They said it was because they didn't have time to learn technical analysis and they didn't want to start devoting a lot of time into doing this. And that's fair enough. Cryptocurrency is complicated. Cryptocurrency takes a long time to learn. If you want to be profitable trading these markets, you need to have some kind of education. And in my opinion, it's best to have it all in one place where it's concise, being taught by the same teacher, where it all flows together, where it's not all over the place. Like if you're trying to learn this stuff on your own on YouTube, where you have 20 different teachers with 20 different teaching styles, it's good to learn one thing at a time. It's important that you guys don't get overwhelmed by trying to learn 50 things all at once and 50 different teaching styles, which is why it's good to go through one program. There's a reason that you don't take 50 different classes in college. You're normally limited to like 5. I'll be straight up with you guys. If you want to learn technical analysis, it's very important that you get your education situated and you know what you're doing. And a great way to do it is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. With the coupon code, the course runs for $159, guys. That right there is a steal, considering you're getting over 10 hours of content and the best academy in the space, in my humble opinion. If you don't believe me, join the Discord server down below and talk to some of our students. I'd love for you to hear their take on it where I'm not watching, so they can give you their honest opinion. I want you guys to make an informed decision, so go ahead and do that. Anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching the video as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.